Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trainwell podcast, inspiring you to move more, get stronger, and have fun. We're already having so much fun here today. And I wanted to talk about something on the podcast today that no one will be shocked to hear Joey and I have different opinions about, different thoughts on. But I heard someone mention a verse from Hindu scripture, and it just really hit home with me when we're talking about fitness. So the quote obviously is not originally, or the verse is not in English, but translated to English, it goes something like this. You have the right to work, but for the work's sake only. You have no right to the fruits of work, desire for the fruits of work must never be your motive in working. Never give way to laziness either. And I just thought, wow, this is like the most perfect way, I think, to approach fitness. And so I wanted to talk about it with you, Joey.
Yeah, explain your thoughts on how it translates to fitness.
Yeah, so I often think, having worked in fitness for 15 years, or maybe more. No, 15 years. And in my own personal experience in fitness, there were so often times when I still have so many clients now, when I was truly working out just for a specific outcome. Working out to look a certain way, to get to a certain weight, to build up a certain muscle or muscle group, and not really working out just to enjoy exercise, but really for this outcome, which meant that every step of the way, if I deemed that I did not achieve that outcome, which most often I didn't, I never looked this way I wanted to look, then it was never enough. Then I was constantly changing the way I was eating, the way I was working out, all in an effort to achieve just this imaginary idea I had in my head. And it really was miserable. It was not enjoyable. It was hard work. It was all consuming. It was the reason for a lot of my dissatisfaction in my life in general, was the fact that I was never achieving this specific thing that I wanted.
Yeah. What were you, I'm still having trouble understanding. What was your goal? Like, what were you training for? Aesthetics, performance?
Yeah, I was training strictly for aesthetics. I wanted
But were you competing for something or no?
No, I had horrible body image. I just always wanted to lose weight. I always wanted to have a super flat stomach and I just wanted to look like, quote unquote, a fitness model, fitness person. And I had one image of what that meant in my head that I really wanted to achieve and could never achieve to that in my head.
What was the image?
It was, like a super lean person with like visible abs and defined arms and defined legs and like, probably bigger glutes, like a fitness, kind of like a fitness look like you see in like magazines, And I regularly, still to this day, will get clients, and I know other trainers get these clients too, who say things like, I've been working out consistently and I'm eating healthy, and I still, I should look different. I don't even look like I work out. I should look different. And that's like very hard for me because there is no such thing as should. Like if you're working out and you're eating healthy, you look exactly as you should. That is the result of the things that you're doing. And it's hard because I've gotten to a place where I truly work out for the joy of moving my body. Feel like I've come full circle back to like my childhood self. When I was a child, and most children, they're always moving. They're climbing, they're running, they're enjoying their time and they're not doing it for any other reason but to have fun. And I think that is now how I approach exercise and movement, is just strictly for the work's sake, not the fruit of my work. And that is what I wanted to talk to you about, because my hope is to instill that, or help, or at least plant the seed for others to release expectation. And whether it happens or not doesn't matter. What do you think?
Well, that's a lot. This is the problem with like why I think training for aesthetics is dangerous, and training for performance is better, although there's certainly issues with both. Like every goal you have, right, is going to require some big deal of sacrifice, don't you think? And it's
Yeah.
really what you have to give up for that. And like if you're constantly chasing six pack, if you're constantly chasing bigger glutes, if you're constantly chasing these aesthetic images, like you the expectation you have with yourself can be very debilitating, right? Because it's just going to lead you down this endless path to like, oh, I don't look like that. I don't look like that. And so I see the danger in that for sure. Now, I don't know how to tie this back to the quote, but I think that's the first shift you have to get out of. The only reason why I see training for aesthetics is if you're like a bodybuilder, because now you're competing for it. That's a sport, right? Or you're training for figure, or you're training for fitness. Like that is your sport, which I think is good. But if you talk to those people, like some people still have, body image issues with that, right? That's why I think aesthetics is just in general, like that should never be your primary, like in my opinion, your primary motivator. It just gets weird and wacky, right? Because like you're gonna overlap. Looking fit is like looking capable, right? You may prioritize like, yeah, you can look great in the mirror, but guess what? All your metrics and your biofeedback is to crap, right? Whereas if you go performance based, right, like you want to run a faster 5K, or you want to have better blood work, like to me, that's performance driven. And those are real outcomes that you can still chart. But your overarching goal is like, I want to be healthier. Like you're shifting the mindset, you're shifting the outcome, you're shifting what the end goal is. And that's very, very powerful, and where I want people to start. I agree with you in the fact that you have the right to work. Totally. But also this thing here where it says desire for the fruits of work, or sorry, you have no right to the fruits of work. I disagree with that. I strongly disagree with that, because like let's say you're a grandpa and you want to play with your grandkids, or you want to get down with them so you can play with them on the ground and get up. That is the fruit of your labor. I 100% think you're entitled to it. Not to say that the work's not important, because the work's that's what's got you there. And the old cliche of it's you're in it for the process or the journey rather than the outcome. Sure, yes, but also wear that outcome as a badge of honor for what you do, and use that to inspire your next step forward.
Yeah, I think to me, it's not as much about feeling accomplished if you do achieve a thing, but I think it's more about that. Let's even use the example of the grandpa who wasn't able to get down on the floor with the grandkids, and he put in the work, and now he can. But it's not as if he could just stop doing the work. It was the work all along that was the reason he was able to get there. So he can't just say, like, well, now I've done it. Now I can stop doing my mobility training and my strength training. The process continues on. And we don't, and typically there's not a lot learned from the outcome. What's learned is from the work of working towards an outcome. That's like where everything is gained, is working towards the outcome. Imagine a marathon. You're going to feel so proud of yourself if you win the marathon, if you get a PR on the marathon.
Win the
And
marathon.
and maybe if you win a marathon,
This is funny hearing you
that's
talk
pretty
about
crazy.
marathons.
Okay, should we use a different example?
Well, I want to go back to the grandpa example.
Okay, go ahead.
So like you're saying what you just said there is that there's no fruit in like the grandpa deciding like, wow, like I can now play with my grandkids. Like I can get to the floor. I wasn't able to do this before. Is that what you're saying? Like you're saying that there's nothing to be gained there or like learned there? Because I disagree.
No, no, no. I'm not saying there's nothing to be gained. There's nothing to um
There's nothing to be
like that
learned.
the grandpa shouldn't be. Well, the thing that was learned was all the work that he put in,
Right?
like to get to that point.
Right?
That is how the grandpa the grandpa that's how the grandpa actually got to that outcome. So even when you're running a race, all the work, the thing that you feel proud of in the end is not like the place you got. It's because of all the work you put in. Imagine
Place
you
you
put
got.
any
It
work in
is
and you got that place.
it is the place you
Let's say
got
you got
there.
first place. You got first place. In the end, you feel proud of all the work and the effort that you put in. You put in tons of work and effort, and yet you are not entitled to first place because of the work and the effort you put in. You put in the work and effort to try your very best. You think any one of those people who put in all that work and effort deserves first place more than others? They just ended up getting to first place.
100 and see this is where like you need the like athletic results based mindset. I just can't I don't understand like how you don't have that. Yeah, the like Michael Phelps, Simone Biles, did they deserve to win that first place medal? More than anybody else? Absolutely. Hell yeah.
But you think
Because
their teammates didn't work just as hard as
oh
them?
yeah, that
Oh my gosh, yes.
everyone
So
in
why do
that
they
pool,
deserve it less?
whoever took first place deserves it the most. And why?
Why?
Because they worked a little bit harder. And I'm all about results. I don't know for the listener, but if you're one of my clients, I am a results driven person. Like if I'm not seeing results with anything, like why even continue? Like
You're
why
giving way
continue?
to laziness, Joey.
I find that when people achieve their results, like it motivates the hell out of them. It motivates the hell out of me. So go back to the grandpa analogy. When he realizes that he can play with their kids, he's like asking, like, what's next? Now what am I capable of? Like, let's keep moving forward. And
Hmm.
that's gonna inspire him to not be lazy. It's gonna inspire him to not, it's gonna light a fire into him to be like, wow, look where I was, look where I am now, look possibly where I can get to.
I think what I'm trying to say is,
Yeah. Tell me.
let's say he didn't achieve this goal. He wasn't fully able to get down on the floor. Does that discount the work that he put in? Did he not gain anything from that work? I think what I'm struggling with is this idea of you deserve something more than someone else because of your work. You are not entitled to that outcome because of the work that you put in. I
Wait,
think
wait, wait.
that is the
Okay,
whole
repeat
point
that.
of this verse,
Repeat the last sentence.
that you are not entitled to any specific outcome because of the work that you put in. If we're Michael Phelps in the pool, you better believe that all of those swimmers that made it to that level, they're all working their butts off. They're all working equally as hard. And it doesn't mean that because Michael Phelps won, that he deserves it more than anyone else. It's just how the results shook out, right? Like he's obviously genetically very predisposed to being able to be good at the sport. He works really hard. Everyone at that level works really hard. It doesn't mean he deserved it more. It just means he got it. And is that a reason for everyone else not to work hard because they feel that they're entitled to a specific outcome?
I don't think anybody should be entitled because you have put in the work to achieve the result, right? And the results you get is directly tied to how much work you put in. So in the Michael Phelps example, he worked a little bit harder, he pushed a little bit faster, and that's what separated first from second. Do you feel like if you were working with somebody like in your job, right? And you were busting your balls night and day, losing sleep over it on a project, working 12, 15-hour days on the same project, and your coworker was still working, but they were only doing like 6 hours or 8 hours. Who do you feel is more? deserving of the promotion or of the outcome? Like, let's say the outcome is the project is done and you get a 10% pay increase, right? You or this coworker of yours, who do you think is more deserving?
Well, yeah, see, this is exactly a perfect example of this because I would I would think and have thought, what the heck? I deserve that promotion. I put in the work. But that's exactly the point I'm trying to make, which is that if I was doing the work just to get the promotion, I shouldn't have done that work at all. Because the reason to do the work is for the work's sake. If I believe in a project, if I believe in helping this client or whatever, and and they get the results that they're looking for, as in they're feeling better, they're more confident, they're having fun, they're enjoying movement, they're getting stronger, and I want to work with it. I'm not doing it to deserve a promotion. I'm doing it for the sake of doing it, for helping that person. It's like I'm not entitled to anything.
No, I
I'm not
agree.
entitled to anything despite putting in hard work. Doesn't mean I deserve something more than others. And if I live my life thinking that I'm only going to work hard to deserve some specific outcome, that's just not the way I want to live. I want to work for the work's sake. I want to feel that pride in just doing the work, not achieving some specific outcome. And I think when it comes to fitness, I spent so much time, a decade, working so incredibly hard on fitness and movement and exercise, and felt unhappy all the time because I never achieved this very specific outcome that I was looking for. Nothing was ever good enough. Nothing was ever good enough. And the thing is, I'm not entitled to look a certain way just because I work out in a certain way or eat in a certain way. If I want to eat and work out that way, I just will, for the joy of it and for no other reason.
See that we have such different philosophies. That's why I'm so performance and results based, because when you train for something to like compete and win at, right? There's a winner and there's a loser. And so when you're training for aesthetics, you're chasing this never ending perpetuating thing. And maybe with the problem with your fitness journey before is that the outcome, whatever you were trying to achieve, was the problem because it wasn't sustainable. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, that wasn't sustainable. I think the thing I'm trying to say is that
Well, I have more. I have more, but
okay, go ahead.
what if you change your outcome goal to something else? Like you're just working out to move more, to be healthy, to have fun, right? Do you think that helped with your fitness journey?
Well, there were definitely things in my fitness journey that I wanted to achieve, like handstand walks, ring muscle ups,
No, I know, but
lifting a
like
certain weight.
I know, but stay with me here. Like
I'm trying to.
now you're training to like have fun, right? What are you training for now?
Yeah, to
Like
feel
what do you
good,
want? What do you want? What do you
to
want?
move. I'm training to move every day and feel good,
To feel good.
to be
So let me
strong, to be
see, this is
not
good.
physically vulnerable.
Okay, perfect. Great. So to be strong, right? So now when you go in PR, like on a deadlift, I know you love the deadlift. So now we're performance driven, right? That's the outcome. Do you think you're entitled to lifting that deadlift a little heavier, or you're entitled to a heavier lift? Like, are you deserving of a PR? Is what I'm saying. If your goal is to get stronger and be capable, I imagine that when you lift the heaviest weight, like you're going to celebrate. Or when you're done lifting, are you going to be like, I'm not deserving of that? Um,
I
I
think
didn't.
honestly, I'm maybe not explaining my point very well.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
I'm not
understand.
saying that like if like when I got my ring muscle up that I wasn't really proud of myself and really happy and didn't feel that I put in the work to get there. I did. I did feel like I put in the work to get there. But whether I got there or not, it wasn't going to deter me from still doing the work, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that I was training for those things. I whether I'm saying like, I think what is a good thing to try to do, because this is not, it's right, it's hard to not be outcome focused. It's hard to not work at something to achieve a specific thing. But I think what this is trying to say is the most ideal version of any of this is that you're going to do exercise regardless of any outcome. You're going to do the work regardless of if you achieve any outcome. You're doing it for the sake of doing it, for the process, for the things you learn along the way, not for the specific outcome. I think it's like, it's not saying you shouldn't ever feel proud of yourself if you achieve an outcome. It's saying if the outcome is the only reason you're doing it, you're going to miss out on a lot of other stuff that's even more important than achieving that one moment in time where you get that outcome. Do you think Michael Phelps is
Okay.
only excited because only proud because he has so many gold medals? No, he probably looks back and he became the person he is because of the work he put in. It's not like the medals are the thing he cares about. It's all the work. It's all the work. It's all the friends he made along the way and the downfalls that he had and then the build back up. And it was the process of doing it,
Yeah,
not
I
the
agree.
medal.
I agree with that. I think I don't know. My brain is already fried. But I bet you if you were to go up to Michael Phelps and like ask him, hey, do you feel like you are deserving of those gold medals, or do you feel like you're entitled to those gold medals? What do you think his answer would be?
I wouldn't know.
you
I
you
wouldn't
think he'd be
know.
like
I don't know what he's learned about himself.
you think he'd be like, nah, I didn't bust my ass harder than that guy. I didn't work a little
No,
more
no, I
harder
don't
than
think
that
he would
guy.
say he doesn't deserve it, but I would say he thinks everyone there probably does too.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. An Olympian's mindset is very different from my mindset.
Yeah, I know.
It's like this. It's like
That's
this.
what
I
I'm.
had a friend. My friend has a beautiful life. And
Is it me?
no, it's not you. You probably do. You also have a beautiful life. And she had an accomplishment and was so happy and
She had outcomes. She had results.
said something along the lines of like, oh my gosh, I don't know why, like why I am so lucky and that I get to achieve this thing or have this thing. And someone else said to her, well, you deserve it. You deserve it. And that really rubbed me the wrong way because I think this friend is absolutely incredible and she should have everything they want. But she doesn't deserve it more than any other person on this planet. We are all worthy without needing to prove anything. It really rubbed me the wrong way. And I thought, well, everyone deserves the things they want in life, like just by being who they are. I mean, it's really, it was like challenging for me. I'm like, well, yeah, eh, like there's no morality to it. It's like, of course she deserves it. And so does everyone else, even if they have had different hardships or a different path, like she didn't deserve it more than others. She just is lucky enough to have it. How wonderful, how privileged, you know?
That's where I think the big disagreement is because you said that I wrote it down. You said we are all worthy. We all deserve the things we want in life. I agree, but here's my but. Only if we put in the work.
Well,
You
I
deserve
just
the
don't
things
think
you want.
that's true in fitness.
Okay, give me an example here.
I already did the aesthetics example. This is what I'm talking about. I've over the years had so many clients say, I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. I'm doing my workouts every single day. I'm killing myself. I'm eating perfectly clean. I haven't had sugar in a month. Why do I still not look the way I should? I should look like an athlete. By the way, athletes look all different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I should, I deserve. What do you deserve? You know, what? Stop working so much if you're unhappy with your outcomes. it's just frustrating to me that we're living in this like culture where we put such emphasis on a look, and we tell people you have to work harder, eat less, all in the effort of this look that will never happen. You will never be satisfied unless you change your mindset.
Yeah. Maybe that person was doing the wrong work. That's a possibility, right? So listeners, we want to hear from you. What is your way of thinking? Are we all worthy? Do we all deserve it? Are we entitled to anything?
I hope everyone just has fun at moving their bodies today for no other reason than to enjoy it. Go ahead and check our show notes if you'd like to work with a personal trainer to help you put together some fun workouts that you can enjoy. You'll get a link to try us out for 14 days totally free.
Share the show with everybody. Share it, please, with your friends, your family, your loved ones. And we will talk to you all next time.
Bye-bye.